One Take Wine. We're back with a rare-ish, I would say, Sunday edition. Some afterthoughts to wines that we looked at yesterday. Let me see. The Albillo. It was phenomenal. That's just a phenomenal white wine. It just gets better and better the longer it's open. Too bad. Last sip is the best. One of those types of things. Really, really great wine. The 05 Clos Saint Landry we had the other day on Friday. I had that overnight. I kept that overnight, and only a little bit in the bottom of the glass, and it didn't lose anything. Matter of fact, if anything, it was probably more compelling the next day. So take from that what you will. The Diane Madeleine became even juicier and fruitier, fruit forward, and not particularly the style I'm looking for. I think it needs many years to shed baby fat. Yeah. So on with today's subject, which is this wine, La Source. Seven Springs Pinot Noir from Evening Land. These are the winemakers behind Domaine de la Côte, which I may have done a note on, just because I know I've had the 15 a number of times and I bought a lot of it and sort of plucked through them. I don't have any more, but I plucked through them. Anyway, so I thought this would be interesting. I also tried the Chardonnay, and I kind of liked it. So I thought it was good value, actually. This, value-wise, is a different story because it was much more expensive. Yeah, so we're looking at Oregon Pinot Noir, Rolla Amity Hills. Hoop-de-hoo, there's that label again. What do we got? What do we got in the glass? First of all, it's very, very young, very, very purple. Surprisingly so. I mean, 2018 is, at least it's had a couple of years. And it's very cranberry, rhubarb, sort of acidic cherry. It does have that kind of cough syrup cherry fruit with the rhubarb, or probably safer to say in this context, lingonberries or cranberries is in particular. But I still think that cherry fruit is, and I'm just picking it up now. I've had some of this earlier and I didn't pick up on it, but now I am. This has been open overnight as well, and it's really not lost any of its astringency. It's a very astringent wine right now. There's a lot of mouth puckering sort of sourness to the tannins. It's grippy and tight. It's not very loose. I like that personally because, I mean, the other side of the scale is a little bit like the Madeleine, which is loosey-goosey and juicy-fruity. It's a very lovely wine. It's got a nice balance. Sort of average drive. More drive than persistence, so I think it falls flat in the finish. There is some drive, and then mostly coming from tannin. But it's almost like it drives down the middle of the tongue, and it makes a case for itself. And if it had a lingering presence on the finish, it would tend to lift the whole thing up that much more. It's the sum of the parts, kind of equation. But as it is, the finish, the way the persistence just sort of disappears, floats away. Really, you can see it starting to begin, and then it just gives up. Whereas the drive from the tannin, you can see that's going to develop over years. That's going to get better. I mean, it's got a nice mouthfeel, and think it'll be I think if you like your new world Pinots to try to mimic old world Pinots, you're gonna like this. Because it's very old world. Other than the structure doesn't have the presence. It doesn't have the it's not as finely cut. It's not tailored in that sense. But like I say, I mean, if you have some of these, you throw them away. It's a little musky right now. Some vitamin kind of going on there. All of those things are very attractive things. I hate the finish. Hate is a strong word, but I wouldn't buy it because of the finish. I mean, the Domaine de la Côte, like I said, I bought a lot of. I really liked that wine. I thought they did a fantastic job. And again, that was trying to mimic a Burgundy style, but at the same time, it was an excellently judged effort. Whereas this is a little bit less so, and the price is higher than those bottles were, or at least in the same range. And I don't think that's right, actually. I don't think that's my biggest beef about this. Is I think if it was $20 less a bottle, it'd be fine. If it was a $50 bottle of Pinot, it would be fine without being super value. But as it is, it's like 70, 75. It's too much for this. One man's opinion, one take wine. All we do is provide a take on particular wines. What do you think? Maybe you've got a different view. Maybe you think I'm an idiot. Yeah. You can leave a comment if you like. If not, we'll see you next time. Stay thirsty.